Shalom everyone. I hope everybody's having a great summer. Miss you all. This week's parashat Ekev, it says in the pasuk, Yishamer lecha, pen tishkach et Hashem Elokecha. Should be very careful. Yishamer lecha, be careful. Pen tishkach, lest you forget that Hashem Elokecha, Hashem your God. It's very interesting what the pasuk says. A person must be very careful not to forget Hashem. Now, why didn't the pasuk just say, be very careful to remember Hashem? Be very careful to remember is a way to tell someone, remember, don't forget. A positive way of saying is to remember. Why does the pasuk say not to forget? It's saying like in a negative way, don't forget. Don't do something which is bad. Don't forget. Why doesn't it just say to remember? Interesting question. So there's a mashal from the Dubno Magid. The Dubno Magid was a storyteller, a big tzaddik, a big rabbi, lived between 1741 and 1804, I believe. And he was known for his stories, known for his mashalim, his parables. The Dubno Magid says the following. He says there was a man who, unfortunately, over time, had a lot of debt. He owed a lot of money to a lot of people. And he really had a very hard time. He had a hard time paying it back. He did not know what he was going to do. So one of the guys he owed money to, there were three people he owed money to. One of them told him, he said, listen, do me a favor. The other two guys, when they come to borrow money from you, when they come to ask for the money back, pretend like you went crazy. Pretend like you totally lost your mind, and they'll leave you alone. Great idea. He's going to save now a lot of money. So the first guy comes back, knocks on the door. He opens the door, and he sees this guy who owes him money, starts acting totally crazy, starts drooling and knocking his head on the wall and screaming loud noises. And this guy realized, oh man, this guy totally lost his mind. I'm never getting my money back. And the man who lent the money to this person just walked away. Second guy came, tried getting his money back, and again, very similar thing happened. The man who borrowed all the money, who owed all the money, started acting crazy, started screaming, started crying, started jumping up and down, started rolling on the floor like a total not normal person, like really like he lost his mind. The second guy said, I'm never getting my money back. Comes the third guy. He's the one who gave him the advice to do this. He comes, knocks on the door, and says, hey, give me my money back. And the guy starts acting crazy, jumping up and down, screaming, rolling on the floor, banging his head, drooling, scratching himself. And the guy with the money is just standing there and looking at him. And after a few minutes, he says, hey, buddy, I'm the one who gave you the advice, remember? You can't use that trick on me. You can use that trick on the first guy. You can use the trick on the second guy. Can't use that trick on me. This is the mashal. The nimshal, the lesson is, and the parasha says we should never forget Hashem. Hashem gave us an incredible power. The power of forgetting. Now forgetting can be annoying. Sometimes a person goes to the supermarket and they come home and they forgot to buy the three most important things because they forgot to buy them. Or sometimes a person goes on a trip and they travel far away and they come back home and they left something important behind. They forgot it behind and now they're upset. They lost money, they lost value. But forgetting really has a power, it's incredible power. When a person goes through a hard time, a hard moment in their life, they go through a crisis, they go through a devastating time in their life, Hashem gives us the koach hashikha, the power of forgetting. Forgetting is healing, essentially. Hashem allowed us to heal through forgetting. Now, we can use forgetting in a good way, and we can use forgetting in a bad way. Forgetting when we have something which happens in our life that we need to forget and we want to forget, that's a good type of forgetting. So Hashem says, I gave you a tool. I give you a special thing called forgetting. It's very, very good sometimes. It's very healthy. It's very important. But there's one time and there's one thing that you can never, ever, ever forget. Hashem says, I'm the one that gave you the power of forgetting, and never forget me. That's what Torah says. Yishamer lecha, be very careful. Pen tishkach et Hashem Elokecha. Hashem gave you the power to forget. But make sure not to use that power, God forbid, against Hashem. Do not forget your Creator. Hazak Baruch, Shabbat Shalom, and enjoy the rest of your summer.